A rose by any other name, but still smells sweet. Hey, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name's Speedtick. This is the Balloon Sculptor. And I want to share with you one of my favorite uninflated balloon flowers. Yep, this is a balloon. I've always been fascinated by how we can take something made for one purpose and use it in a completely different way and still get something that's just amazing. I grew up in a time where MacGyver, not the remake, the original, was very influential to me. I was always fascinated how he could take one thing and with a little bit of engineering and creativity can make something completely different. And this rose is one of the most beautiful things I have seen made out of an uninflated balloon. Considering it starts off like this, just a regular, typical, ordinary 12-inch round balloon. And I'm going to show you how you can make this gorgeous flower, some unique things you can do to it, but I also want to tell you about the man who originally created it, Stubbles the Clown. So get ready, let's have some fun. Now, this balloon is very simple. All you need is between 3 and 7 of your main color. I've used white over the years, pinks, purples, reds, blues. I even knew a girl who loved orange roses, so I made her an orange one. So that is all the red balloons you will need, your main color. Your secondary color is going to be for your stem. So right here, just one balloon. Let's bring it back up in case we want to get creative. And then whatever color your base of your flower is going to be, you need the same color stem. And we're going to make this gorgeous thing. Look how that just is beautiful. True story. One time I actually wore one of these to a friend's wedding, and his soon to be wife was going around giving everyone flowers to wear. And she saw mine. She says, "No, you can keep wearing that." But no, this is. Oh, I did forget the secret weapons: a balloon straw and a ping pong ball. This is one of the modifications I came up with, but you'll see why that's beneficial. Now, the thing with uninflated balloons that I've always loved is they're really nothing, but they can be something. Meaning, right now, they're just not doing much. But with a little bit of creativity, you can make some really cool things. Not only this flower, but if you looked behind me and you've seen these paintings, Supergirl, Superman, Captain America, Wolverine, believe it or not, those are all made out of uninflated balloons. I got bored one winter and decided to have some fun and try something. But the things you can do are so cool. Just need a little bit of creativity. Just open that door and walk on through. So let's get started. Now, the first part of this is you got to find the center bottom of where your balloon is. So what I usually do is I try to get as flat as I can. I then fold it up, get my trusted scissors out. Yes, they're scissors. I like to have a little fun. And just let's see here. Right like that. Cut the smallest part off. And if you look carefully, right there, you can see a little hole. And we'll do that a couple times. Let's go for a 7 flower here. See, so we're going to do that again. And you rather make it too small than too big. Because when you put your straw through it, you want everything to stay nice and tight with the ping pong ball. So I just cut off the smallest portion I can get my scissors in while still doing it. Okay, almost got it. So now this is where the artistic part gets involved. When you're cutting off your different sections of your petals, you're going to layer them. So the ones in the middle are going to be taller, but they're going to be bunched together, while the ones on the outside you want more opened up. So we have six. Let's get one more. Now, the man who created this many, many years ago, his name was Stubbles the Clown. Now, Stubbles was a very special guy. Uh, me, a friend of mine who some of you maybe know, Gilbert Adams, and one other gentleman, were all at a conference together. While I'm telling the story of Stubbles, I'm going to just start cutting these and you'll see how I'm doing it. But I'm going to go high in the top ones and then back down on the lower ones. Now, Stubbles had some, how do we put, limitations, disabilities, both physical and other. But Stubbles had an amazing heart. Good dude. Unfortunately, a lot of people, I don't think, gave him the time that he deserved. Well, toward the end of a conference, me, Gilbert, and another gentleman, we were all twisting at night, like we usually do, up to 2, 3, 4, 10 in the morning. And he pulled us aside and says, "I want to show you guys something." So we're like, "Okay, sure." We really didn't have any for sure thoughts of what Stubbles wanted to show us at that time of day or night. But he took us into this little classroom of this college, and he started, well, just pulling out some round balloons, just like I did. And he started grabbing his scissors and cutting. And Stubbles wasn't the easiest guy to understand. So you watched, you paid attention, and you learned. And as he went, me and Gilbert, I remember, looked at each other kind of like, what is he doing? Me and Gilbert both don't really do round balloons. And but you could tell this was important to this guy. So we stayed and we watched and we learned. Well, after a couple minutes, things started taking shape. And he started producing the rose that I showed you. And to say that I was in awe of this beautiful flower would be an understatement of great proportions. At this time, this is at least 15 years ago, this 2024, this might have actually been in the early 2003 or maybe something around then. He uh he did this. And at the time, people weren't making what they now call fantasy flowers or flowers using uninflated balloons. This was really the first time I ever saw it. Well, we'll continue in a moment. But now here's the key, the ping pong ball. The way that Stubbles taught me was that you actually would put a red balloon or whatever color your main is all the way, tie it, blow a bubble about the size of a ping pong ball, and you'd build it all around there. But here's the problem. After a week or two, that little bubble would lose its air and the whole flower would bend over. Well, with a ping pong ball, they don't do that. I actually made some for my mom about 10 years ago, and they were fine until they got misplaced. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a small little hole. There we go. Open it up just a little bit. And I'm going to just check to make sure that it does fit in there. There we go. See? So now the cool thing that Stubbles created as we were in that little room was this flower. And as I said, we've never seen anything quite like it before. But he did it quietly and he did it with much joy that he could actually show us something, teach us something. And unfortunately, Stubbles has passed away, like a lot of my mentors. Someday I'll talk about them and the impact they made on my life. And one reason why I tell you that an encouraging word at the right moment can change a life. My mentors came who represented 30 years of balloons before I came around. You take this little the nozzle and just slide that right in there. You want it tight so that it won't easily come out again. There you go. See? Just holds right in there. And for me, one reason why I want to do this YouTube thing and hope that it does take off is because I've tried over the years several times to have mentorees, people I could pour into like they poured into me. And unfortunately, it just never lasted. Now, I've been in balloons since 1990, roughly. My mentors had been in balloons since the 60s. And I feel responsibility and love of this art form and what it's meant for me and what it's meant to so many people that it's been a smile for. People like Stubbles, who unfortunately a lot of people look past. They look around, but who have so much beauty that they can offer the world. Whenever I make this flower, I can't help but think of my mentors who have come before me. I can't help but think of the brilliant men and women who were so creative that it blows my mind what they were able to do so far along before anyone else thought of things. Some of my mentors were the original people who started doing balloons because they were magicians and they were trying to figure out a way to make a little extra money doing birthday gigs, or they were worked at volunteering at churches and they wanted to just bring something else to what they do. I feel honored that I could be a part of their legacy and admittedly a little bit of pressure. Over the years, as each one of my mentors, except one now, has passed away, their wives have come up to me and have told me that they always considered me their balloon legacy and not to screw up. I'm forever grateful for what they poured into at the time a teenager, and to the point where earlier this year, even I did a gig just a couple feet away from the location where my life changed forever because of four individuals deciding that they wanted to pour that history into me. People like Stubbles who never made a world record, never got international fanfare for what he did, but I can't tell you how many smiles I've been able to put on people because of this little flower. Something special. How something that most of the world would look past, like a 12-inch round uninflated balloon, a balloon straw, and a couple little shreds of other balloons, and a ping pong ball, can make a difference to somebody. but it can. So this year, kind of as a Valentine present to all my mentors who came before me, who've poured into me, who saw a teenager who had passion, very low self-esteem, and really had no place that he belonged. And these men in their 70s, 80s took the time to invest, to encourage, to spend time that they did not need to do, that nothing was in it for them, but they did. And because of that, I've been able to go all over helping put smiles on people's faces. So whenever you're making a balloon, sometimes that balloon will have a story behind it that is as beautiful or more beautiful than what you're making. I recently heard a quote, and I really like it, is you can't tell a good story until you lived a good story. I've been fortunate. I've had some amazing people who lived amazing stories invest in my life. And hopefully this YouTube page will be a way, a modern way, that I can invest in future people's lives. Because a encouraging word at the right time can change someone's life. Just like a rose. They're gorgeous, they're beautiful, and they're given at those special moments that you just never forget. And the thing also with the rose is sometimes hardships do come, and they do reshape us, but that's not a bad thing sometimes. And that's when a smile that is free can have such a great impact on us also. So today, that's all we're going to do. It's a simple balloon. It uses between 5 and 7 of your main color, one of your secondary color, a 260 for the stem. I use the extra from my secondary color to make the leaves. But all about it is layering it just right. You can cut down farther if you want to have it more open. You can keep it closed up. So this one's open farther. It's kind of looser, where this one's tighter. And if you add a little heat to your straw, you can even give it cool shapes. Just heat the outside and it will naturally fold the opposite way. But this is Stubble's flower, one of the many men and women who have shaped my life, who took the time to encourage me. So for this year, for Valentine's, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Wheeler, to Mr. Whitmer, to Uncle Norm Collier, Stubbles, Ellsworth, Joe. Hope you still see this. You get to see this video soon, and the others who have greatly impacted my life, and Mr. Carlos Blades for setting a lot of that up. This Valentine's rose is to you, gentlemen, who my life has been an adventure because you took the time to invest in a teenage boy to pass on everything you knew so that I could have the opportunity to do something great and then pass your legacy on to the smiles and the kids and the people I've met in my travels and everywhere else. So thank you. And to those I haven't named, you know who you are also. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your smile. Thank you for your thank you when I try to help you. And I probably got more in the way than I was helpful, but he still thanked me for taking the time. Thank you so much for your encouraging word that always seemed to happen right when I was thinking about giving up. 30 years has been a great journey. I look forward to the future and to see what else can be done in the honor of these men who have poured into me. So thank you all. And if you're watching this video, consider now you're part of my legacy. Learn, ask questions. Let me pour into you as these men poured into me so that I can help you achieve what you want. Smile is free. Thank you only takes a moment, but an encouraging word at the right time can change a life forever. Don't you forget that. Until next time, keep twisting. See you later.